So I'm a Richmond police detective. I work out of First Precinct in Churchill. So I am property crime. So I deal with everything but the shootings and homicide. It was the beginning of COVID, and I still had to work, so there was no way that I could sit at home. So I basically just came into a place where I had to figure out something to do with my son, because of course I couldn't take him to work. Remember my lieutenant mentioned, hey, the YMCA is having something. I was like, that's perfect, let me check that out. That was like a blessing to have that, because it was right on time. It was just amazing to have that option available during that time.
I thought I hope that it was the best place for me. I got popsicles.
Popsicles.
Well, this has been a challenging year, right? We've had a global health crisis with the pandemic. We've had social unrest because of racial strife, and we've seen an economic downturn as well. There's no playbook for a year like this. There's no playbook for government, and there's certainly not a playbook for any of our families as well. And you have to rise to the occasion. You have to adjust and adapt on the fly. And when the pandemic struck back in March, one organization I know that stood up and said, hey, we're here to help, was the Y.
If it wasn't for Camp Hope, the transition would have been a lot harder for me. Having to get off work early, and because at that moment all I had was family to kind of rotate him around and having to leave work early. So it relieved me from the stressful situation of trying to find childcare, just because I knew he was in good hands with YMCA, being that we had dealt with YMCA our whole life. So it just made the transition from the unknown of what was going on in this world to less stressful for him and for me.
When camp opened back up, you could see it. Every kid just was like, I just want to be here, I want to do something. It really gave them that time that they need and so desperately thrive off of, to actually socialize with others and just to get out of the house.
I wash my hands almost 10 times a day. Before breakfast, after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch.
The counselors are keeping everything clean, we have to wear hand sanitizer when we get in our cars, or if you're a bus rider.
And that means anything from disinfecting, social distancing, making sure that our counselors are trained, making sure that we are taking that time in between to make sure everything is done correctly.
I feel like I can do a lot of stuff even though COVID's here. It's just really, really fun here, and I love it a lot.
It's not traditional summer school. They don't come just to have reading and math and go home and get a meal. It's so much more than that.
One example is we had a police officer come in, and he spoke to our students, and especially at a time like now with the Black Lives Matter movement, he came in and spoke to our students, and they got to ask him whatever question that they wanted. And that's not typically what you'd hear is going on in school.
The joy it brings to them, and the staff is just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And it's what brought me to the YMCA and had me leave the classroom, was Power Scholars. I love it.
Like I said, it's a very unstable time for a lot of families, a lot of people, for our city, and to have a trusted brand like the YMCA step up, it goes a long way for a lot of these families. I know I've heard it. I've heard it from, when I'm walking the neighborhoods, families who have to go to work and put food on the table and keep a roof over their families' heads. This is one less thing they have to worry about, right? Is whether my child's gonna be safe and get an affordable, high quality childcare when I'm at work. And I don't know where we would be today if it wasn't for the YMCA.
So as we come into a YMCA Student Success Center, students will actually come out of their cars, will take their temperature, the parents will fill out a health screening form, and as they're good to go, making sure that everybody is safe, they'll come on into the building and go straight to their classrooms. we have so many different types: gyms, auditoriums, regular classrooms, different settings to make sure that our kids are socially distanced and that we have a great atmosphere for them to learn from their teachers. Again, in this space, you'll see that a child might be here at a desk working with their laptop in the morning, while our counselors are helping them and facilitating along with their teachers. Any technical problems that they have, we can help them out with that.
Anytime the student is having an issue or we're having tech support, help, things of that sort, we're in the chat box communicating with the teachers, letting them know, hey, this student is in the restroom, this student is here, this student is struggling with this material, this student can't focus right now, so that the teacher can get those insights that they would normally get in the classroom that they aren't able to get without us here.
It's really fun because we get to do like art and like all this cool stuff, and we get to find new places in the school. At home, like when we're done with school, we have nothing to do, but here they make us do something and it's more fun.
Since I came back, I dropped about 20 pounds the past couple of months. It's just great. I miss this place so much. I was so glad to come back.
It's my second home. Miss everything about it. You don't meet any mean people there.
I miss the friendship that I've made here. You know, we have a group of great girls and guys, and the instructors are good, and I just love the Y.
Honestly, I miss seeing most of the friendly members, and I miss the weights. I gotta get big.
The staff is just outstanding. This is the best place to come to. I just love it. It's like a family away from family. It's great. Highlighted my day every day.
They've been there for whether it's after school programming or, childcare right at the, beginning of the pandemic, or us being able to innovate and be creative about emergency childcare now during the school year. They just said they're going to be there. I didn't know how it was going to look. I didn't know what they were going to need, what the investment looked like. All I got was a commitment that, we're going to be there for you. We're going to be there for these families that are in need. And what else can you ask for from a partner, right? I mean, nothing in this region, nothing in the city happens without partnerships. And we have a willing, respected partner in the YMCA.
I mean, you guys are amazing. From everything, we've did like sports here, we've did swimming, I can't say that he's had an age or a year in life where he did not experience. And then, me working out, when I was working out, the childcare. So the Y has been amazing. I can't say anything negative about the Y because it's been amazing. Yeah.